Hello, fellow investor. I want to welcome you to this channel. In this video, we're going to look at the earnings expectations for Agree Realty. Agree Realty is scheduled to report third quarter earnings on Tuesday, October 21st after the market close. I'll cover several topics in this video to see how ADC is trading going into the earnings and help set expectations moving forward. We will review the current price chart and trend charts along with some key valuation metrics. I'll also share my ADC portfolio holdings, trade analysis, and performance. Let's get started.
Agree Realty is scheduled to report third quarter earnings on Tuesday, October 21st after the market close. In the previous quarter, ADC reported revenue of $175.53 million, beating revenue estimates by $2.46 million. ADC reported funds from operations of $1.05, in line with estimates. For this quarter, the revenue estimate is $181.52 million with funds from operations of $1.07 per share. Over the last 90 days, 1 analyst raised estimates and 2 analysts lowered estimates. ADC meets or beats analysts' one-year forward estimates 100% of the time. ADC is showing positive relative strength going into earning. The options market is pricing an implied move of plus or minus 7.2% for the November 21st contract.
Looking at the ADC one-year daily price chart, I have added a downtrend line that I attached to the October 22nd peak, and it has been tested 3 times, but recently broke out above that trend line on October the 13th. ADC has had 9 straight days of higher closes. On the day that I'm recording this which was after the Friday close. So we do have a breakout above that line. It's riding above the 5-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is starting to move up, and it broke above that. The 50-day is also starting to trend upwards along with the 20-day, but these averages are not in the proper order. We'd like to see the 20 above the 50 above the 200-day. But we are making progress to that goal, as the 20-day could be moving above the 50-day shortly. We do have an RSI that is sitting at 70.67, which indicates that we're in overbought territory. We do have a PPO that's in positive territory, and we did have a bullish crossover on October the 9th. After having decreasing accumulation or distribution, we have seen a pickup in the accumulation, which is a good sign. And we also have money flow that's in positive territory at the moment. ADC has underperformed the S&P 500 by 9.63%. It has outperformed the XLRE, which is the real estate sector. It's outperformed that by 5.35%. It has outperformed the retail REIT industry by 7.26%, and that industry has underperformed the SPY by 15.75%. When we turn our attention to the 5-year weekly chart, we can see that ADC has been outperforming those averages, long-term averages. We have seen a decline since the interest rate cuts were put on pause at the end of last year. Those are set to resume, so I expect to see some increased prices resulting from that. We do have the medium-term averages where they were underperforming, and now they have moved into positive territory. after we've had these last 9 days of higher closes. And we can also see that the short-term averages have also moved into positive territory for the last 2 weeks. When we look at the performance of ADC in comparison to the other REITs that I own, and I've also added the XLRE on here so we can see how it's performed. So this is a year-to-date chart. MPW has actually performed the best at 36% gain. WP Carry is at 31%. EPR has risen 29.2% since the beginning of the year. Realty Income has increased 17.6%. Vici is 10%. And then ADC comes in next at 9.9%. And then NNN REIT is up 9.28%. So all of the REITs that I own individually are outperforming the XLRE real estate sector. Let's take a look at Agree Realty, key valuation, growth, and profitability metrics. We can see that ADC is trading at a forward price to AFFO of 17.45 times. Compared to the sector, it's 16.12 times. They have an expected revenue growth rate of 15.24 times, compared to the sector median at 3.55%. And the expected AFFO growth rate is 4.71% compared to the sector at 2.47%. Then turning to profitability, we can see they have a net margin of 28.16 compared to the sector median at 10.68. So not only are they expected to grow faster than the sector overall, they are also more profitable than the sector overall. And yet they are priced just slightly above the sector median. When we look at ADC in fast graphs, we can see that they're trading at a blended price to AFFO of 17.46 times. They have an AFFO yield of 5.73 and a dividend yield of 4.22%. Over the time frame that I have shown, they've had an AFFO growth rate of 6.03%. Fastgraphs gives them a fair value ratio of 15 times, and their normal price to AFFO ratio is 18.35 times. The normal AFFO is indicated by the blue line, while the fair value ratio is indicated by this gold-colored line. When we look over their earnings history for the 13-year period I have shown, we can see that they've grown their AFFO per share every year. The analysts are expecting a 4% growth for 2025, a 5% growth rate for 2026, and likewise for 2027. They did underperform their fair value and their normal price to AFFO, but this was in a high interest rate environment. And now that interest rates are beginning to decrease, I think we will see ADC return back to its normal multiple. So if we select the close on Friday and go out to the end of 2026, we could expect about a 16.87% total rate of return. I first entered into Agree Realty in March of 2024. I have made a total of 28 trades. 26 of those are still open. I did close 2 trades. All 28 trades are winning trades. There are no losing trades. My current investment is at an average cost of 63.49. I've realized $77.30 in return. My unrealized return is $4,858. I've received $1,441 in dividends. Lost a little money on options, which is reducing my return by 1%. So my current return sits at 22.6%, and my total return is at 20.4%. If you find these earnings previews helpful, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel so you are alerted to future videos as they get posted. I would also be grateful if you like the video to help support this channel. I wish you the best in your investment journey, and remember to trade well.